Latest immigration news. Let's catch up with the latest in immigration. Happy Valentine's Day. It's tomorrow. We all know that it's tomorrow. I just want to wish you a happy Valentine's Day. And my friend, if it's not working, don't force it. I've made 2 videos on TikTok about VAWA petitions since they have updated their policies. I went ahead and made a video about VAWA petitions, and I went ahead and made a video about K1 and K3 for those who still want to choose a faster way to bring their foreign spouse. Please go ahead and follow me on TikTok. Follow me on TikTok, Facebook page, Instagram, and YouTube, of course, so that you can have the most updated information on immigration. For those who do not know me, my name is Bijoux.ngwanda. I am an immigration lawyer here based in DC, family lawyer in DC as well. But when it comes to immigration matters, we do work with individuals across the country and around the world because we're dealing with complex immigration cases. So let's get right into it. What's going on with immigration? A lot of updates. For those who have been following some other channels, they've been talking about this Dignity Act. Well, I'll talk about it at last minute, but let's focus. Let's focus on what's really going on, the most important tangible things, okay? When it comes to VAWA, USCIS has updated their policies and make it easier for a lot of people to qualify for that VAWA petition. And if you find yourself in that situation, please do not hesitate to call my office 202-751-2180. Consultation fees again apply as usual. Call tomorrow, of course. Today's Sunday. You can email me as well so that we can schedule a consultation. But before we go there, let me share my screen with you so you know what's going on with VAWA updates, policy updates for VAWA. Just give me one moment. Share my screen. Okay. So this is USCIS updates policy guidance on VAWA self-petitions. What is VAWA? Violence Against Women Act. It applies both to women and men, children and parents. Okay, if you find yourself in an abusive situation based on your relationship to a U.S. citizen or lawful permanent resident, and you are undocumented, and those people are abusing you, taking control or advantage of your immigration status, then you can file for VAWA if you qualify. We've talked about VAWA before a lot of times in details, and we've won some VAWA cases as well. But today's video, we're focusing on the changes in policy, or in other words, changes in the requirements, okay? So the first thing first, they are interpreting the requirement for shared residence. Okay, remember in that VAWA petition, first of all, you have to prove a bona fide marriage, right? That you enter into that marriage and the marriage was in good faith. If it's in case of parents and children, then you prove a bona fide relationship. So now they're updating that policy when it comes to shared residency. So they say that instead the self-petition must demonstrate that they are residing or have resided. This is the key word, right? Have resided with the abuser at any time in the past. That includes even prior to marriage, because sometimes when the situation becomes so abusive, you don't really live with the abuser. You go live on your own. So, and people used to be disqualified for the fact that they couldn't prove a shared residency, but now USCIS has updated their policy. Even if you did not reside with that abuser within the marriage period of time, but in the past, at some point in the past, then you can come and prove that as well, which is good. make more people qualify. Then we go to the second requirement that has changed, right? Now they're implementing National Ngwanda decision in Da Silva versus Attorney General, Third Circuit Court decision, Bijoux versus United States, Seventh Circuit Court decision. This is recent. In Da Silva versus Attorney General, the court held that when evaluating the good moral character requirement, an act or conviction is connected to the battery or extreme cruelty when it has a causal or logical relationship, okay? Because remember, in VAWA, you have to prove good moral and character, and sometimes the person who's applying for VAWA, maybe they have been convicted in the past for some type of offense, so battery, extreme cruelty, or anything. But if the requirement is that while the act of conviction has to be connected to the battery or extreme cruelty when it has a causal or logical relationship, okay? And then in Bijoux versus USCIS, this requirement allow these cases came with a holding in that case that allows stepchildren and step-parents to continue to be eligible for VAWA self-petitions even if the parent and step-parent divorced, okay? Remember, with spousal, we have the 2 years, must file for VAWA within 2 years of the divorce, and the cause of the divorce has to be, the main reason really for the divorce has to be abuse, right? So now they're adding another requirement, not adding, but they're clarifying or allowing other people to apply, even if the step-parent or the parent have been divorced. The children are still qualified to apply for VAWA, okay? So that's the new interpretation of those laws when it comes to VAWA, which is good because at least a lot of people now can apply. So then moving on the second thing is that while 22 USCIS forms updates, remember, every time the USCIS update a form, you have to be able to know, because if you don't know, then you might send it a old form and it's no longer acceptable, and that's going to be rejected, and there is a delay in the process. So then there will be a delay in the process of basically processing your case. You're delaying your case yourself. That's why you have to keep those updates. You have to pretty much, if you're doing it, especially if you're filing those forms on your own, you have to really go to the website and see which form is current, which is not, which is no longer current, and when is the date, the latest date for USCIS to be taking that form, right? So for example, here we have I-864. This is what everybody uses when it comes to sponsorship. Green card application, you have to have an 864. So basically sponsoring the applicant. So the beneficiary, of course, they say the edition 12/8/21 starting April 7, 2022. We will only accept the edition 12/8/21. So you have to go to the web page and look at the bottom, and you will see at the bottom of the form, you will see what edition it is, because they say starting April 7, they're no longer taking the old edition, which was March 10, 2021. So they're no longer taking that. So again, it's even clear here. You can find the edition date at the bottom of the page on the form and instructions, right? So if you go all the way here, all those forms really are already updated. Those are new forms. Those are the forms that we have to go. This is the one they use for asylum relative. If you want a petition for your family after you win the asylum case, they use this form. So even this one, they say starting March 9, they are no longer using the old edition. They're using the 21 edition. So this is for U visa. Okay, starting March 14, they're using, so T visa, starting March 14, they're not using the old edition. So you have to know those things. Very important. You got to know it so that you know which form to send, especially if you're doing on your own. You really have to know it, because otherwise, what is the consequence? Delay. And nobody wants to wait, right? Everybody wants the case to be processed as soon as possible. No one wants to be waiting for this delay, rejections. Okay, then you have to refile again, and sometimes you even lose the money, right? Because those people, sometimes you don't know what they're thinking. So now let's talk about this bill. Okay, if you go to this congresswoman, right, Maria Elvira Salazar, Florida 27th district, just go to her website. That's where I got the summary, because nobody's reading that 450 pages when there's nothing concrete yet. Remember last year and the year before, we were on a roller coaster for those Biden administration bills. So this time around, we're gonna push those bills differently. We're only reading summaries. We're not taking a lot of time on it because we don't know where it's going to lead us. We don't want to be so involved emotionally that we get disappointed at the end. So we're proceeding with caution, okay? Really, because last year and the year that Biden was actually elected president, it was like we were on a roller coaster. And at some point, I really believed that the Plan C was going to pass, because it was only parole, right? And then we know the end, right? We're all disappointed. So we're gonna go slow with this one. You won't be seeing me all the time talking about those bills, because there's another one, redemption. To be honest, we are going to go on my channel. To be honest, I'm gonna approach it differently than last year. Summaries when necessary, okay? So, and if we see a movement, a strong movement, then we do some lives and we address some questions and we answer some questions. Other than that, my friend, you just have to read it. So let's get into it. What are the key summary? Key provision of the Dignity Act. Okay. Border security and enforcement authorizes funding to fully secure American border at no cost to American taxpayer. Remember, those people, Republicans, have been talking about border. There is no security at the border. There's no security at the border. They've been talking about it for a very long time. And in my personal opinion, I thought that thing led to them declining all those other proposals from the Biden administration, because Biden had a really not clear message at the border, confusing everybody. And now they couldn't really side with them. So that's the main thing for them. Security at the border. Okay. And then when it comes to security at the border, they have all those things that they're going to do, right? Hire 3,000. This is good. At least some people will get a job. Hire 3,000 new DHS border security personnel. Okay. They have all this they're going to do. Hire 17 new immigration court personnel to rule on asylum cases faster. We want that result faster, as fast as possible. Okay. So they have all the things that they want to accomplish to secure the border. The one that really struck me the most, that's the one I highlight. Then we have addressing immigrant living in America. Create immediate legal status and streamline path for dreamers. Those are DACA recipients. Okay. And somebody's gonna catch me on this one. DACA recipient and people who came, remember, 18 or younger, they came to the US either legally or illegally, then they lost status or they came without status. It doesn't matter about dreamers, right? We know those category of people already. Then the dignity program, 10 years. To the 10 years dignity program, undocumented immigrants will be provided a chance to work, earn legal status, pay restitution. That's what they like, right? And get right with the law. They must comply with all federal and state laws, pass a criminal background check, work or serve as a family caregiver, and pay taxes. They must contribute to the American Worker Fund to begin the program. The Dignity Program provides work authorization and protection from removal as long as conditions are being met. Dignity participant will pay $10,000 in restitution during 10 years and must check with, this is the key, right? 10,000 within 10 years, that's the pay, that's the price to pay. Check with DHS for 2 years, and in return, earn a pathway to legal citizenship, right? U.S. citizenship or legal status. Then they're not gonna get federal means tested benefit and entitlement like housing or that public thing that anyway people don't really want it, because remember it has consequences on public charge. So this is even, yeah, you don't really want that anyway. They will be net contributors to tax revenue and the U.S. economy. Okay, the redemption program. So we have dignity, then we have redemption, all in the Dignity Act, right? The redemption program, 5 years. The redemption program is optional, and the individual must complete 10 years dignity program to start the redemption program. It will have a chance at redemption and earn more permanent legal status. So basically, in total, 15 years. Oh my gosh, those Republicans are killing me. The 5 years redemption program requires that participants learn English and U.S. civics and provide the opportunity for those seeking permanent legal status to contribute to their local community. Enforcement through a functioning mandatory e-verify system and certification of a fully secure border will be completed before the redemption program can begin. Wow. So dignity, 10 years program, right? Check with DHS every 2 years, pay 10,000 in restitution, like penalty, of course, within that 10-year program. Then in return, get a work permit and pretty much a shield to deportation, right? And then if somebody added 5 years, then they can gain a pathway to permanent residency. In total, 15 years to get there. That's kind of like a lot, in my opinion. This plan is really dead upon arrival, in my opinion. And then we have American Workforce and Economy, create an American Worker Fund using restitution payment from the Dignity and Redemption Program at no cost. And provide a grant to Americans for every 10,000 paid by one immigrant in the Dignity Program. This can retain at least 2 American workers. So basically, are they talking about the undocumented paying the American workers? This is kind of unfair, in my opinion. Implement a market-based solution for labor shortage by expanding. This is how they're going to grow the economy, right? They have all listing all that here. But the most important thing that's here is like dignity and redemption. First, the person starts with dignity program, 10 years, pay $10,000 within 10 years, checking with DHS every 2 years, which means 5 times taking with DHS. In return, shield from deportation, get work permit, and that will allow somebody to get into the redemption program, and that way they can earn the path to permanent legal status. To be honest, let me stop sharing. I'm not gonna stay longer on that plan because I think that plan is already dead upon arrival. So that's what it is. If you wanted to know, just go on that website, on that senator, and read it for yourself. You will know what she is proposing. Is it gonna pass? That remains to be seen, my friend. But most importantly, we want something to pass so that people can get some type of freedom of movement. In the meantime, if you have anything else, besides waiting for those people. Yes, please do not hesitate to call my office, 202-751-2180. Consultation fees apply, so we can try to work something out. Hopefully, you can find a solution beside them. That's what I can say. So happy Sunday, folks. It's Valentine's next week, which is Monday. Tomorrow, I wish you the best. But if it doesn't work, don't force it. VAWA is available for those who want to apply for it. Not to mention that USCIS has amended a lot of policies so that they can accommodate as much people as they can, based on the qualification and the requirement. Want to know more? You can read on that page. Call me to consult with me, and pay the consultation fees, of course. And please don't forget to follow me on those platforms, because next month we'll be doing live. And once we do live, we take questions, and we're always on Facebook as well, streaming, TikTok, Instagram for short, like 2 minute, 3 minutes video. Follow me on those platforms. Don't forget to like, share. Don't forget to comment below. Happy Valentine's Day. I'm wearing red. Okay. Love is all there is. Anyway, until next time. Bye-bye.